Hi, this is Andy from SwissAAA.org. Today we are on the range of Defense 360 in Orcisate, Italy, and we are going to do the practical test of the HK VP9SK. The VP9SK comes with two 10-round 9mm magazines. Some of the mags have extended base plates. We come back to that maybe later. The gun itself has the same width and the same slide height as the bigger model. It also has the same dimensions around the trigger guard as the bigger model, but the grip and the slide and barrel are shortened. Now on this particular model, we shortened the slide a little bit more, actually on the back and in the front, to fit the IDPA BOK dimension requirements. So now it fits the box, and we also then coated the slide in a color I like. And but from the factory the slide came here at least in black, of course, and the barrel as well. So then the gun has high visibility sights. They come from the factory with 3 green dots, and those actually, if you activate them with lights, they actually glow in the dark for a certain time. So in this particular case we exchanged the front sight with a factory port to have a orange front sight. I like that better for the contrast in daylight. So some other features of the gun. Here's the slide lock. It is ambidextrous. Then here we have the paddle magazine release. It's also completely ambidextrous, and it has loading aids. Here you see those little ears that stand out on both sides of the slide. It actually helps to rack the slide easier. Of course, with a subcompact gun, you have some problems that you need to solve as compared to a full size. We're gonna come to that now. Why do we have the subcompact gun? Easy, because it's so small, right? So what is it good for? It's good for concealed carry, where other people are not supposed to actually notice that the person is carrying. So that can be plainclothes police officers, civilians with the appropriate permits for self-defense carry, bodyguards, and so on and so forth. So there is one advantage with the subcompact gun. It's compact. It's very compact, subcompact, very small, right? But there's some disadvantages with it. So one thing is the short sight radius. So it makes actually hitting the target a lot more difficult than if you have a long slide, a long barrel, and a good big sight radius, of course, because every little mistake you make will show then on the target that you're trying to hit. So that's difficulty number one. Difficulty number two is your grip. So as you see or don't see here, you see it now. If I grip the gun, my little finger here can't actually go really well on the grip of the gun. So I have a grip with 2 fingers. I can show it with my left hand, with 2 fingers, and the third one has about half a grip. So the grip is a challenge to do properly. Of course, I need a good grip to control the gun, right? The third thing is, if I have to manipulate, especially if I insert the magazine, the rest of my strong hand actually gets in the way of seating the magazine well, right? So I have to, if I want to do a quick mag change, I have to get out of the way with my strong hand and then use a special technique to actually seat the mag correctly. So there are challenges with it. Now, in my opinion, what the guys do is, okay, we install a longer base pad on the mag, so my little finger can actually grip the mag, and we install an optical sight, and we might install even a weapon-mounted light and whatnot to overcome the disadvantages, but then you make the gun bigger. So you actually take away the only one advantage it used to have before you did all these changes. It's not compact anymore, so you can buy a medium or full-sized gun in the first place. Right, so now let's see how the gun handles and how it shoots. Let's do some shooting now. We are at 10 meters from the steel plate. The steel plate has about 18 centimeters in diameter. I'm gonna start with one shot from the ready and work my way up there. So let's see how I can overcome the difficulties of the subcompact pistol. From the ready, it's a 107. Let's try a double tap. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. First one was at 114 and the 47. Let's try to do the same from the holster. That wasn't okay. So that was 192, 41. Let's do it with an empty chamber from the holster. Let's see how well I can... Where's the round gun? Anyway. Let's see how well I can grab the slide, make the first grip and so on. Okay. So that was 231, 46. Not too bad. Let's go and see some of the manipulations now. Okay, let's do some manipulations, mag change, and also the emergency reload. Now, mag change, I'm going to do one round. Mag change with retention means with keeping the magazine that I take out of the gun with me, and another round from the ready position. Let's see. Oh, that was okay. I had a bit of fumble there. So the first was 120 and the change 297, which is okay. Let's try another one. Let's see, now it's gonna get worse, maybe. Maybe better. Now I actually messed my finger when I put in the mag and the second shot went high. That's one of the problems one has to solve. Let's do a reload, meaning I start with one in the chamber and an empty mag. So I fire one, emergency reload, and another one. Let's see. I didn't get the mag out well. That's also a thing. These mags are very short. Now that's an empty one. It's very short. So to get it out of your mag pouch, it's also more difficult than with the full-size guns. Let's do it again. Let's see if I can do a bit better here. Okay, so that was okay. I made sure that I hit, so it's 119 and 274 for the change. So the difference between retaining and dropping it's now 0.2 of a second, right? So that was these two manipulations. Let's see some more. So let's do malfunction drills. I start with the simple malfunction. Now to train that, at the moment I have an empty chamber and I have a mag underneath. So I'm gonna go from the ready to a firing position, click, tap, rack, bang. Let's see how that goes. And we are still at 10 meters here, let's see. Okay, so that's very grippy, so it's 270, of course, including the reaction time for the first and go for in front for the first round. Now let's do an extended malfunction. So how I do that is I put one in here, put the mag underneath. Now the tap rack won't solve the problem, right? So I'm gonna lock the slide in, take out the mag, two racks, new mag in, another rack, and then fire. Let's see how fast that goes. That wasn't too bad, huh? So it's a 572, including the reaction time and going on the target for the first time. So that is very good. It's not a surprise, right? Because the slide and the mag release and so on, it's the same. Only to get the mag back in, that's more difficult than with the normal sized gun. Otherwise, this works very well. So as this is the gun for the professionals and for the IDPA box shooters, let's do some one-handed shooting. Defensive shooting, you have to know how to hit one-handed. So let's see if I can actually hit from 10 meter, strong hand only. That wasn't too bad. Weak hand. Do we still have ammo in here? Woo, yeah, some. So that works very well. Very controllable, very good. One-handed shooting, no problem. So now we are at 15 meters. Let's see if I can still hit the steel plate from here. I'm gonna do 5 rounds. Let's see how that goes, huh? Actually, I'm already at 16 meters. So from 15, 5 rounds. Woo! So that we're all in. That is very good. I mean, for that size of a gun, from 15, 5 rounds, I didn't take too much time, 5 hits. That gun is made for me. So disassembly and reassembly of the HK VP9 subcompact. Let's see, it's unloaded, mag out. So what you do is lock the slide back, turn the disassembly lever 90 degrees, slide comes off, that's the grip done. Take out the recoil spring, take out the barrel, that's your gun field stripped. Now of course we also want to disassemble the magazine, quite easy. That's it, follower, spring, magazine, base plate, everything disassembled. To reassemble, of course, in the other way around. That's my mag done. Barrel in. Recoil spring. On the grip. That's my gun ready to be used. Much simpler than that, it's not possible anymore. So, conclusion of the practical test of the VP9SK. So, by the way, in Europe they are called SFP9, which I think is striker fire pistol 9, as opposed in the US they are called VP9, which is, I think it's Volkspistole 9. So the Americans use the German name and we use the American name. the English name, which is cool. I don't care about it. So I'm quite a fan of the VP9 series. I have the normal ones and the subcompact ones. These are for the professionals. If concealment is a real criteria for you, and of course it's very fun to shoot in IDPA subcompact or backup gun division. So I like these. Maybe you have recognized it in the video. They are very good, but you have to train. You have to train short sight radius, grip that you can't do completely, and also inserting the mag. You have to get out of the way with your hand. If you train, this is a very rewarding gun. There are no malfunctions. I've had VP9s for 7-8 years, and I must say it's the most reliable guns I've ever had. So I can really recommend VP9 subcompact.